This episode of the Bristol Flyers Podcast is proudly sponsored by UE Bristol, who have recently teamed up with Amazon to create Alexa's first university prospectus. If you're considering your university options, you can just ask Alexa to open UWE Guide to discover what they offer, all tailored to suit your individual needs and interests.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Bristol Flyers Podcast presented by UE Bristol. This is Joel Osborne, and this week we have a great episode with Marcus Delpeche, Raphell-Thomas Edwards and Josh Rogers, which also features a bit from Panos Mayindombe and Eric Lockett as well. The theme of this one, it's away days. We actually recorded this episode on the back of the team coach on our recent trip to Glasgow, so you may hear a bit of background noise, but nonetheless, it is a great episode with a few laughs, and hopefully it gives you a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like on a Flyers away day. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the pod, to please subscribe if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and please give us a rating and a review. It really helps us to bring you more episodes going forward. But without further ado, let's get straight to it. Here is episode 8 of the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
All right, time to welcome in a very special episode of the Bristol Flyers Podcast. We're recording this one in the back of the bus. At the time of recording, it's a Saturday. We got Glasgow away on the Sunday. And we thought, what better way to kill some time than to record an episode of the pod? We got Josh Rogers, we got Marcus Delpeche, and Raphell-Thomas Edwards, and we've got like a couple of extra mics here as well. So we'll see if we can get some of the other players involved at some point as well when the time's right. But fellas, how's it going? Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Joe.
I mean, Marcus and Josh, you've been on the pod before. Ralph, this is your podcast for
Yeah,
Ginny.
this is my first time.
But Marcus, you did yours over Zoom, and it feels a bit strange now.
Yeah, it was like after we signed, like right?
Yeah.
Over the summer.
Over the summer, we were trying to figure out ways of like trying to get content out there without having any players in Bristol and all these COVID restrictions now. But at least now we can do podcasts more face to face.
Right.
Every episode, we've kind of done a rough theme of what the podcast is, and since we're on the bus, like I kind of thought like today could be themed around away days. See how we get on. How bored do you get on these away journeys? I guess it's not very fun, right?
I wouldn't even class this as an away journey. We're going to Glasgow.
Yeah, this is like a mammoth one. This is not normal. This is like eight hours.
We usually fly.
Yeah. But there's not really much that goes on the bus, to be honest. Like, everyone kind of just does their own thing for the most part. We play Uno occasionally. And they're kind of boring. Like, they are kind of boring. Everyone just sits with their music.
Because it's England, like, what's 2-3 hours? If you blink in your nap, like, you're awake and you're there. Like, I'm sure people have their, like, rituals and stuff, but I guess we got to figure it out. I mean, this is a longer one now. We're doing a podcast, so I guess this is our thing now.
Yeah, there's only so much things you can do like on a bus on a way to an away game. Josh, I know you've back when you first played for the Flyers, they used to travel to games on a minibus.
Yeah, 17-seater. And like there would be obviously the team that was like average height is probably like 6'5" or whatever, like of a normal basketball team. It would be like next to each other like this. There'd be two people who could sleep down in the aisle, so like they would be like the like prime seats. Only like the best players would get to like take that spot of lying on the floor sleeping. You had to like find different positions to sleep in. Like some people would sleep with their legs up on the seat in front of them, like folded up. It was nuts. So this is like, we got a coffee machine, we got like a microwave, TVs. So these ones, the tables can go down and turn into a bed.
Yeah, I think the ones where either Eric or Panos was sitting, the tables can go down and they just kind of lay out.
What do you guys like to do, like to kill a bit of time on the bus? Like you guys big on like reading or anything? A bit old school, like reading, but like I guess podcasts or music. What are you listening to?
Yeah, I read occasionally. Well, I always bring books.
What are you reading right now? Let's have a look.
Okay.
I bring books. I never read them, but I do always bring them. I just never get around to reading them.
Did Joe tell you to bring that for today?
What's that one you got there?
This is called Dune. It's like a I've just started. I'm like a page in.
What's it about?
It's like a sci-fi. It's like a Star Wars kind of thing.
Read us the blurb right now.
All right.
For your radio
Here we
voice.
go.
Before The Matrix, before Star Wars, before Ender's Game, there was Dune. The greatest science fiction novel ever written.
Is that it? Is that the blurb?
Nah, but like I'm not gonna read the whole blurb. It's like it's a whole page. That's what you need to know.
What about like music and stuff? Are you listening to what artists are you listening to? Is there much differential in taste between different players in the team? Or?
Mark is on his own. He listens to like
Before you even say that,
EDM, blaring
I'm
EDM.
just saying that like my music taste is more expansive than anyone else's on the team. It's not that like my music taste is different, just that I can appreciate more music than anyone else.
Mark will be fast asleep with EDM blaring out so loud that we can hear it.
I cannot confirm or deny those allegations, but it's good music, man. I don't know why you guys don't like it.
There's certain like genres you got to listen to get yourselves in the mood for games compared to like your Sunday vibes playlist. What are your Spotify playlists looking like?
I don't know. It's changed up. When I was younger, it used to be more kind of like rap, like, oh yeah, we're about this, we're about that. But now it's kind of slower, trying to get me more focused. So I guess it just depends. There's not like a specific playlist that kind of gets me going.
What are your top 3 genres?
Top 3 genres?
Yeah.
Well, right now it's before a game?
On a bus ride. We're not, we have a day left.
Oh, on a bus ride. Just depends. I guess just depends how I'm feeling. I don't know. Just depends how I'm feeling. I don't really have anything specific. I know it's probably not EDM, but like, I have a variety of things. Probably hip hop first, R&B, and then like a mixture. There's songs that don't really fit into a genre, but like they're catchy.
Yeah,
like, something like that.
Yeah, I used to need to listen to like quite like hyped up music before a game, but yeah, I'm the same now. Like I prefer to listen to relaxed music now, just to chill out a little bit more. I feel like I used to.
Old?
I think we're getting old, aren't we? We're approaching 30 now, man.
Is that a sign like when your music taste just suddenly flips and you go from listening to like real heavy music before a game
like
to
jazz.
like
Jazz
to
is
listening
next.
to like cool chilled out vibes?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I used to feel like I needed to go into a game being like super like pumped up, but these days it doesn't really help me much. I kind of prefer to be more calm. Just older,
You don't
wiser.
think it's
I
ever
guess.
helped you, or you think it's just something that everyone does? So you think, oh yeah, like I'm fired up, like I'm ready. But now you've played so many games that you're like, oh,
Yeah,
don't
maybe.
worry. Like, you've had so many bad games off that music. It's like, I don't even like that music no more.
Yeah, maybe. And I find the thing with like getting ready for any games these days is I used to be like so strict in like what I had to do this at this time and this time. But I've had games, like so many games over the years where I've prepared perfectly and then I've just got to the game and just for every reason I just don't feel good. Like my legs don't feel good or whatever. And then games where I haven't prepared as well and I feel great. So at this point I've kind of loosened up on all that. Like I used to be like, I have to eat at this time and this time and this time. But now it's like sometimes you just like don't know what it is. It's something in your body chemistry that you can't like control. Some days you feel great. Some days you can just do what you can to prepare. I don't know. Like, do you have like a routine you have to do at a certain time?
For me, nah, not really. I feel like once I get into, I'll be listening to music. Like if we're getting off the bus and going into a game, I think the only thing I've been most consistent about is I'll be listening to music. It'll either be like hip hop or like some house music. And then by the time when we get into the locker room, I just take off my music and then I just like lock in. But other than that, like there'll be times where I'll eat 2 hours before a game. There'll be time when I'll eat like 45 minutes before a game. So I don't know.
Some people have like superstitions, don't they? Where they're like, I've got to put my right sock on first, or I've got to put my left sock on first, or I have to be doing this at a certain time every single game. Has anyone or any of you guys or anyone on the team got anything like that?
I say for me,
Or the 2 shorts, put 2 shorts on.
Hey, Panos.
What we'll do, we'll come back to that story when we see Panos starting to wake up a little bit. We'll see if we can get Panos involved and tell us that story.
You can hear the Marcus version first.
There is no Marcus version. It didn't happen. I don't know.
We weren't there. We want to know.
All right, more of the story. I put on 2 pairs of shorts. I don't know how it happened. Didn't know how it happened. And then like there were like one of my teammates were looking for a pair of shorts because like there wasn't any left. And then like I checked and saw I had 2 pairs on, and it happened 2 years ago, and I'm still getting shamed for it. So it is what it is.
How did you know to check you were wearing 2 shorts? Because I wouldn't initially think, oh, maybe I'm wearing 2.
I don't know. I remember I saw it. No one else had noticed yet. And then I think it was actually Panos who saw me like just trying to take it off like quietly. And
I just got caught red-handed.
Panos is rubbing his hands together. Look.
Come and join. Come take a seat here next to Raph.
Content at my expense.
I was just waiting to bring it up.
We're getting into the story about how Marcus once wore 2 pairs of shorts that Surrey scorches away.
It wasn't Surrey though. It was Chester.
Was it Cheshire?
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't Surrey. It was Cheshire.
So we are in the change room, like, and we started looking for. Lewis was looking for the large shorts. We didn't have another one, so we're like, "What is the large shorts, bro?" We were looking around, like I was like, "Damn, I want my large shorts." They were looking around. Damn, it's no one left.
I had an embarrassing one of that as well when I in the playoff final, I got subbed in and I had left my earring in, and I wasn't allowed to come on the court. And that was the worst moment of my career. That was embarrassing. That was really bad.
This is the BBL playoff final 2019.
Yeah.
London Royals.
So the O2, there was like 16,000 fans there. I hadn't been in the game yet. My whole family was there, courtside. It's like the biggest moment of my whole career. And then, you know, when you get like, when the coach turns to you and like, it's like, Josh, go sub on. You're like, oh, you get like the adrenaline rushing. Like, I'm ready. And then I just like run onto the court, and then the ref just walks up to me and was just like, get back on the bench. It was horrible. I wanted the whole world to like swallow me up.
So you need to just take off the earrings and just get back out.
I couldn't get it out. So I didn't get in. Then it came to the half ended. Luckily, I got in like towards the end of the game. Otherwise, that would have been my only chance to play on that stage. Well, my first chance.
Sometimes they stop players for like tucking their jersey. Even had them like your jersey's untucked, and the referees like stop playing. Like
they got panels. What was it? Your socks or something?
Yeah, they'll flag you on that one because they do like anything that. The rule is, I think, for the listener, anyone that's like. And you have to decide, don't you, on your specific color of your tops. So any like undershorts. So for example, we play in white. What color do you guys wear when it's white?
Dan will just send out a text. Usually it's like contrast, but like Dan will just send out a text saying either we're gonna wear white or black.
Is that like a separate WhatsApp group to the one that like? So me and the rest of the coaching staff, we're in like a WhatsApp group which a coach just kind of dictates and says like, look, here's the schedule for the week, here's the scouting report, etc. But you guys are in like a separate one that I imagine.
Yeah, every team will have the main one and then the players one.
Yeah.
And like you have to name it something different because like throughout the years there's been loads of people who like send a message to the wrong group or whatever. But the worst one was when I was in like under 18s here. We'd had a really bad practice. Andreas was the coach he was the coach of the under 18s team back then. And we'd had a really bad practice. And on the way home, he texted everyone saying, be here at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning at Wise. So I read it. And so I went to text Courtney, Courtney Lewis. And I texted him, Andreas is pure evil, bro. and I just sent it straight to Andreas. And then and obviously like about an hour after, like went and checked my phone and realized, oh my god, I've just texted Andreas saying Andreas is pure evil.
Like you texted him directly?
I texted it straight to Andreas because you know when you text the person you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I was talking about him and I just sent it straight to coach.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I sent it to his phone.
Yeah, well,
direct message.
It? Like,
No, this was before the days. This was on like a black and white, like Alcatel phone. Before the days you could delete a message. So he was already getting ready to like punish us at 7 a.m. So I just turn up at 7 a.m. and he's waiting. And he's like, "Oh, I'm evil, am I?" He's like, "We'll see about that." And then just ran us to death. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Want it all? You'll find it here. Because at UWE Bristol, we empower students to make a choice, to choose a community of bright minds and courageous thinkers, to choose to stand out, with courses designed to equip you with the most in-demand skills, to choose a mindset, the kind that employers want and need. Don't just choose a city, don't just choose a course, choose to do university right. Choose UWE Bristol, not just another university. Join our virtual open day. Search UWE Bristol today.
What kind of like other things are you guys doing like when you're traveling? Like for example, like we're like this journey is like 7 hours right now. Are anyone bringing any games consoles or anything? Are you playing games on the way up?
Oh yeah, I've got like a whole bag of treats. I got my laptop, have a little Wi-Fi box to make sure I can connect everything. I've got my Switch. I've got like 3 different headphones, like depending on what I'm using, and I guess that's why it just kind of flies by.
What headphones are you rocking with right now?
So the different types of headphones, like I have over-ear ones that one's for my iPhone and then one's for my like Bluetooth. Like they're not like Beats and nothing. Nah. AirPods, I can't do AirPods, man. Because I feel like if I'm running somewhere, I'll lose them. I'll lose them so fast.
I got some over-ear ones, but you can't sleep with them. So you got to have the. I just got the old-fashioned like cord ones.
Classic wired headphones.
Yeah, all the academy kids get onto me about it. They call me a boomer for having them and stuff. but I don't know. The AirPods, like I feel like I'd lose them.
Yeah, I got AirPods and then I got some Beats as well. So
fancy, huh?
Yeah.
Do you know the AirPods? Do you not just AirPods not just fall out and lose them and stuff?
But also like you can't. Well, I guess like if you're not listening to anything and they fall out, then that's one thing. But like when they're playing music and then one of them falls out, the music will cut. So, because like I remember like when during lockdown we were like you and me were running Raph. One time I was just like running through Clifton Downs and like one of them popped out and I was like, why did I just saw it because the music cut. So
when you were talking about running in lockdown with Raph, is that the what's it called, the Zig Zag?
Nah, I didn't. No, Zig Zag was like the beginning of the season. Like he mentioned it, but
no, because I was running it before, like when he was still in America.
Oh, okay.
It was.
Do you know what Zig Zag is?
Zig Zag.
Oh my God! It's where Raph takes people to
die.
Oh God.
So like right by the bridge, there's like a path,
suspension bridge,
and it's basically vertical, and it just kind of goes.
I know what you mean. It goes from the underpass
Yeah,
from up to the top.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we ran it a couple times. So like sometimes I bring people. I brought Liam's been, Marcus has been. I think that's it from the. Josh has been. The whole time he's like, oh, stop talking to me. Like, why are you talking to me? I'm just trying to get him hyped up, trying to motivate my teammate. And you run about. After the first one, your legs are done. Like there's parts of it where you can't slow down because if you slow down, like you'll come to a complete stop because that's how steep it is.
It's like this steep, and it's a zigzag, so you can't get like momentum because you got to keep. And he was just behind me the whole time, just
like, oh come on, Josh, let's go. He's like, look, if you shut up, I'll do one more. And like that's the only motivation that he'd receive.
Which other players have done the zigzag? Any players on the team here?
Nah. Because once you start playing, like it's not something you could do.
Yeah.
It's something that you have to do maybe pre-season or like before pre-season. Because if you haven't done it before and you haven't been doing anything with your legs, you'll probably be finished for a couple of days. Yeah, it's tough. You're always welcome if you want to come down.
You gotta bring Joel on this for sure.
Take the GoPros up and make a bit of content out of it as well.
You'll have the GoPros. We'll watch.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Josh, I know like you wrote about it in your recent blog post. I don't know if you guys have seen Josh started writing some blogs on the Bristol Flyers website, and the first one was about playing in a pandemic, and you mentioned one of the things you do to kill a bit of time on away journeys is play Uno.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me about Uno. Who's the best player on the team on Uno?
It's an interesting question, Joel, because Eric has historically won the most games, but he just cheats all the time. He cheats all the time.
He cheats the most.
And not just in Uno, he cheats in every single type of.
I saw you guys were playing a bit of Monopoly on Instagram story as well, right?
Yeah. Me and Eric, we play Monopoly.
Did you cheat in that as well?
He does. So no. So he has this rule, right? Yeah. If you roll doubles, and then you land on that person's thing, you have to say, "Pay me," like word for word. Wait. No. So like,
he's just made that up on the spot.
Let's say like I have my Monopoly, right? Yeah. He's done this like 3 times. He'll roll doubles, land on my thing, have no money to pay, and then I'll be hyped and I'll be looking like to make sure he landed on it. And before I can say anything, he'll pick up the dice and roll again. And then you didn't say it. Even though I would have said something. Like the cheating is crazy. But I've played games like that before and I've gone on to beat him, and it feels better for me.
I see him like in warm-ups often playing like one-on-one with like you, Raph, or something like that. Is he like
the cheating doesn't stop. He'll miss a shot, right? He'll hit the rim, bounce off, hit someone else's ball. Oh yeah, well that doesn't count. We can't count that one. Then we run back the possession. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, get him in. Get him in to defend himself.
Eric, we need to get you in to settle this a second. Everyone's saying that you like to cheat in pretty much everything. Uno, one-on-one, pre-game, in the warm-ups. Monopoly.
Did they tell you why they accuse me of cheating? They lose.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
So my name is Marcus Delpeche. I'm a power forward for the Bristol Flyers, and I'm currently studying health psychology at the University of West England. I want to get a master's in non-health psychology, and like having that opportunity and with them having the part-time option, it allowed me to continue to play professional basketball and then also take on getting my master's as well. The teachers have been great. They've been understanding that I'm also a professional athlete, and they allow you to catch up on work. So it's been pretty good so far. UWE's it's been great. It's offered me a great opportunity. The teachers have been great. My advisor's great. Everyone who I've encountered there has been great. I think it's like really added on to my experience here at Bristol.
So imagine like I'm a brand new player on a team. I get on the bus for the very first time to an away game. Where am I sitting on the bus?
It's just like school, Joel. The back of the bus is prime real estate. People don't want to admit that, but it is. And everything else is kind of on from there.
It's really funny because like for anyone who doesn't really know, like there's almost like two halves of the bus. So the front half is coaches and staff. It's kind of separated with like the kitchen area, and then the back half is just purely players. Is there like a teacher's pet on the team that almost sits as close to coach as possible without actually sitting in the back half of the bus?
Nah, Raph is his favourite.
Nah.
But no one really. Louis, one of the academy kids, had to sit he had to sit next to him on bus journey or something.
So whenever there's a new player on a team, like the academy kids and stuff, are they like the bottom of the food chain, and you tell them where they got to sit?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Although there was this one instance. Josh Rogers got on the bus, came to a seat because he used to sit across from me, but then my flatmate, Josh Wilcher, was sitting in his seat before he got to the bus. And Josh just got there and looked at him like, bro, what are you doing? This is my seat. Wilcher was like, okay, what you gonna do about it?
So in college, there was a real thing, like in US college at that age, there was a real thing about seats on the bus where there'd be like, if someone was sat in your seat, there'd be like a power thing where like you try and get them out or whatever, and it was like everyone would be looking like, oh, like if you got moved out of your seat, you couldn't have them. Nowadays, if someone's in your seat, you have a little jokey thing where it's a bit like, come on, get out of my seat, man, and then you have a bit of a joke. But as soon as I said it to him, he was just like, yeah, I'm not moving, mate. I'm not moving. Like just straight up. He's like, yeah. What are you gonna do? So I was like, I was just taken aback. I was like, do you know what? I'm not even gonna try and argue with that. And here I am back at the bus.
I think the one thing pre-COVID that we miss quite a lot is like the food on the way back from the bus. Like Zoe and Emma, like giving like the
Zoe's food for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Zoe and Emma.
Shout out to Zoe.
Yeah, we miss you.
Yeah, we do miss you.
For those listening, like she would, both Zoe and Emma would usually travel with the team pre-COVID.
Lemon cakes, man.
Yeah, that lemon drizzle. Talk about that lemon drizzle from Emma.
What's understood doesn't need to be explained. They were elite. Elite.
Zoe would like cook like the jerk chicken and rice, like the chicken curry, like, and straight after a game you'd get back on the bus and then she'd slowly work her way from back to front of the bus and just be like, here you go fellas, here's your meal, like sorted straight after games.
That's probably one of the reasons why I sit back here all the time, because I knew I got served first.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
We're going to start to like slowly wrap things up on this one, but we're going to finish off with some like quick fire questions. So we've got like some quick fires here. So who would you say is the biggest diva on the team?
Eric Lockett.
I'm saying Eric Lockett.
Eric Lockett.
Marcus will go get 30 and 20 and be like, my ankles hurt. What? You just had 30 and 20, Marcus.
Marcus is very dramatic when he does go down once a practice, and it's like a...
Bro, who am I playing against? Daniel Adozie, the brick wall. Like, what are you talking about? I'm sorry.
There we go. Who takes the longest to get ready?
Raph.
If we're about to do something, Raph will wait till we're about to leave to take a shower.
You gotta, you know what I mean? Get it right on the cuss. Right on the cusp.
Even like when we have home games and stuff like that, Justin will come out and be like, "Yo, you guys ready? I'm ready because I packed before." This man Raph will start scrambling to get all this stuff ready.
I'm a busy guy. You know, sometimes things happen before.
But he will show up to a game with compression shorts, his game shoes on, and his socks. What?
Leave it till last minute, Raph.
But in the time I start getting ready to being ready is probably the shortest time. It just happens to be at the end of, the time that it starts to get ready. But if I was to start at the same time as everybody else, I'd be ready first.
We kind of covered it, but who's the coach's favorite?
Raph.
Well, where's the? No.
You know, like if someone cares about you a lot, they're gonna get on you the most because they, like that's Raph.
No, they pre-COVID, they like meet up. Like Coach and Raph meet up to hang out.
Go for meals together.
Yeah, but look. Can I say my piece? Maybe last year when we were able to do all this, but this year this is not the case.
So who would you say the favorite is? I see the Raph in the second place is probably Justin. Maybe Justin might be first.
See,
place
look, there's a new favorite, and there can't be two favorites.
Justin might be first.
There's one favorite.
Yeah.
Justin might be the favorite now. And I think Raph feels a little bit jealous about it.
I'm a little bit upset. I was out for a couple months. It hurt me in terms of the coach-player relationship, but we'll be back.
Raph's like Raph's like the older brother when there's like a new baby.
Hey, coach, hey, let's do this joke, coach. Or anytime he says a joke, you just gotta laugh.
Here's another question for you guys. Who is the most likely to be the first one to die in a zombie apocalypse?
Josh Wilcher. No, Josh Wilcher.
Josh Wilcher for sure, yeah.
Raph is the least likely. Raph is the most likely to survive.
Why is he least likely to die?
He's a monster.
I'm outliving Marcus. That's what I need.
You're not outliving me.
I'm outliving Marcus.
There's no way you're outliving me.
I'm outliving Marcus.
I think all the academy kids collectively would be done
Dan.
for.
Dan will try to like reason with them. This is why you shouldn't kill me.
Find a reason.
Why are you feeling like this? What's happened?
I could just see like Raph and Marcus just like tearing chunks out of him, just like.
Hey, as long as I outlive Marcus,
no one's outliving me in a zombie apocalypse.
then we living forever. I have a question. Who is more likely to die for a ball? Me or Marcus?
Oh,
Marcus.
Whoa.
Sure.
How so?
No.
Where's the video?
But what I will say is Marcus and Dan dive unnecessarily for balls in practice. The ball will be like off the court and they'll both just dive onto their chest.
Look at the pain in Raph's face. Look at the pain.
I hear the lies.
Raph rarely dives on the ball.
Really?
Look at the pain, huh? It hurts.
I guess we're not telling the truth.
It
We're not
hurts.
telling the truth anymore. I guess we're not telling the truth anymore.
Are we all cheating now? We're just cheating.
I guess we're not telling the truth anymore.
All right, here's the final one. I've seen this one quite a bit on like Insta. Who's the best chef on the team?
I've heard Liam.
Liam was certified. He had the badge. He had the chef badge for sure.
But since Liam left, I had to take over.
Yeah, I've seen that. Well, I've seen you and Ted going back and forth on Instagram with some of your eats.
Yeah,
Does Wilcher cook?
No. Negative. He does not.
What's the go-to meal?
Go-to? Salmon, rice, veggies. Simple. I love salmon. Favorite food. But I could cook anything. He said that's what's my go-to. That's my go-to.
If you had to impress the team, what are you cooking?
If I had to impress the team,
You impressing the
if I
team.
had to cook for the team,
Cook for the team.
I might make my special fajitas.
Special fajitas.
Special. I actually made them last week. Tom had it. Ask Tom.
Had a special fajita?
Yeah, Tom had a special fajita. He was like, bro, who taught you how to cook? I'm like, bro, I've been cooking since I was like 4 years old.
Oh my god.
I have proof of this. I will find a picture. So clip this up.
So what's the picture gonna be? Like, can it
You
be
will
like
see,
this? Thumbs up.
You will see the picture.
Are you cooking much, Marcus? Are you doing much?
Yeah, I'm not gonna take the crown as best cook chef though, but like I handle mine.
I've seen Marcus make a sandwich with no sauce. No mayonnaise, no mustard, no nothing. The driest sandwich I've seen in my life.
The meat's tender. That's all.
I've seen Marcus eat plain pasta before.
My whole thing. But listen,
I mean, a Tupperware with plain pasta.
no,
with
my whole
nothing-
thing is that
nothing
like
on
I
it.
just can't be fussed. I'm not a picky eater. So like if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. But like so with the pasta, like it was like pasta with olive oil. Like literally, that was it. I need the carbs, man. I'm trying to stay. I just need the carbs. If it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Like we have a game. Like all right,
It's not about the taste anymore. Just
yeah,
put it down.
You know, it's like some protein shakes and stuff like that. It might not taste good. You just gotta get the job done. You know what I mean?
Good stuff, fellas. All right, I think that's a really good place to kind of wrap things up. Thanks a lot for listening to this week's episode of the Bristol Flyers podcast. We'll catch up with you next time. Do take care. We'll see you again soon.